You can create top level edits, but if your transitions suck, then the whole video feels off. So today, I'll teach you 2 banger transitions so you can understand how to build them from scratch. It's quite important that you know the structure because different videos require different effect settings. You guys really like the other transition video I've made, so we got part 2. We're gonna work with Drake's footage because Iceman is still on top of my list on Spotify. It's gonna be easy, it's all about using different combinations of effects, so that being said, let's open After Effects. Alright, so once you have your 2 clips, what you want to do is apply an adjustment layer. So we're gonna right click, go over to New, Adjustment Layer, and we need to make sure to have 4 frames of the adjustment layer on the left, which means on top of this clip, and then 2 frames on the right on top of this one. So we're gonna count it from the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna trim it over here. Then from the middle to the right, we're gonna count 2 frames and we're gonna trim the adjustment layer so it looks like that. Alright, so with that being done, what we want to do is move over here to the first frame of the adjustment layer and we're gonna hit Ctrl-Shift-D. Now this is gonna serve us as a build-up for the transition, and here we're gonna have the main essence. So let's take care of the first part, and over here we're gonna apply mosaic effect. So this is gonna give us that pixelated look, but we need to play around with the settings. So I'm gonna go over here to the horizontal blocks and I'm gonna set it up to 80. And I'm gonna do the same for the vertical blocks. So that's how it's gonna look. This is just a slight touch, barely noticeable, but it's gonna work perfect for the build-up. So now let's take care of this. Over here, what we want to apply is tint. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And now it looks cool, but the thing is that I kind of want to bring it to life a little bit more. And an effect that would help with this would be levels. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. And then what you want to do is take that arrow over here and squeeze it towards the left. So now you're gonna need to adjust it depending on your footage, but over here I think it looks pretty cool. Another effect we want to apply is called invert. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. And this is gonna make the transition very seamless, especially once we start playing around with this setting over here. So basically flipping the colors back and forth is gonna work very well once we start transitioning into another scene. So what you want to do here is make sure you're at this position, which is 1 frame from this layer. And then we're gonna make sure to set up the keyframe for blend with the original. Then I'm gonna hit U to see the keyframe and I'm gonna move forward. Now let's go ahead and change it to 100%, and then I'm gonna copy these keyframes and I'm gonna paste them over here. So that's what we have so far, which is already looking pretty sick. Now for that vintage touch, we're gonna apply an effect called noise. So over here, I'm gonna change the amount of noise to 70%, and this is gonna look really cool. Now to make it a little bit more contrasty, we're gonna apply curves, and I'm just gonna drag the shadows a little bit lower. Then something that is gonna match the vibe of this is glow effect. So I'm gonna apply it real quick, and we're gonna mess around with the radius and the intensity. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag it all the way to around 300, and then we can bump up the intensity slightly. 1.3 should do. So this is gonna work perfectly well over here. And remember guys, it's dependent on your footage, so if you have something brighter, you might need to decrease the intensity. Already looks pretty sick. And now as for our final touch, what we want to add here is CC radial blur. So I'm gonna change the amount to 2.5. And that radial blur is gonna make it look like it's actually spinning, even though it's not, but look at that. Alright, this transition turned out really smooth. I recommend to use it, and now we can proceed to another one. So for this transition, we're also gonna need an adjustment layer. And this time we're gonna have it 2 frames to the left and 1 frame to the right. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. So let's go to New Adjustment Layer, and I'm gonna trim it at this position, and then I'm gonna close it here. Alright, so over here we're gonna need 3 effects. So we're gonna start off with CC Threshold, then I'm gonna apply Glow, and another one is gonna be called Directional Blur. Once you've applied all of them, make sure to head over to modes. You can click this button over here, and then change the mode to Add. So that way we're removing blacks, which is pretty good because we only want to highlight Drake. So CC Threshold is gonna help us control how intense is our effect, so we can actually go to around 60 or 70. And then in the glow, we're gonna bump up the radius to around 230, should do. And now as for the glow, we're gonna use some colors. So for this, we're gonna go over to the glow colors and we're gonna change it from original colors to A and B. So now we can actually set up some colors. So I'm gonna go to color A and I'm gonna use something bluish. Okay, something like that should do. Let's hit OK. And then I'm gonna do the same with the B. Alright, I think I'm good with this. It's pretty much the same as this one. And then the magic is gonna happen in the directional blur. So first we're gonna need to bump up the blur length. So I'm gonna set it up to 150. So this is gonna nicely extend our effect from the top. And then we're gonna need to play around with the direction. So make sure that the time indicator is at the beginning of our adjustment layer. And then it's gonna be according to your footage, but I'm gonna set it up to 40. Then I'm gonna create a keyframe for direction. Let's hit U, move forward, and we're gonna change it up to 100. So it's gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go to 90. So this is gonna look like the Flash is taking Drake, kind of like it's copying him from the top, then taking him up, and then evening out at the end at 90 degrees. So that's how it's gonna look, and we could actually leave it at that because it already looks pretty tough, but we're gonna add one more thing, which is gonna be shake effect. But one important thing to note here is that this works very well whenever the person of interest is highlighted and then the background is dark. Because if the footage was taken in the daylight, it might not look as good as it's looking here. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so now we're gonna create another adjustment layer for our shake. So I'm gonna move one frame back, then I'm gonna right click, go over to new, adjustment layer, and I'm gonna place it lower. So over here, we're gonna need to trim it to this position, so it's longer by one frame. Whenever you're adding a shake, then it's gonna take the video and move it all over the place, and you're gonna notice that we got some empty area over here. So once we start shaking the video, it's not gonna look really good. So we need to prevent it with one of the effects. So for this, we're going to add something over here to our adjustment layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply motion tile. And here in the output width, I'm gonna set it up to 150, and I'm gonna do the same for the output height. Then also I'm gonna click on mirror edges, and now we're gonna start creating our shake. So the way you can create shakes is with transform effect. So I'm gonna apply it real quick, and then over here in the beginning of the layer, we're gonna apply the keyframe for position and also rotation. Now I'm gonna hit U, and now I'm gonna take the time indicator and we're gonna move 2 frames forward, and over here we're gonna set rotation to around 0.4. Just like that. Then I'm gonna move forward again by 1 frame, and this time we want to take the position and drag it a little bit lower with Y. You can notice it here in the middle, and then slightly to the left. Then I'm gonna move 2 frames forward again, and we're gonna copy the first keyframe for position, and we're gonna paste it over here, so it goes back. Then let's count 3 frames, and we're gonna create another keyframe for rotation, and this time it's gonna be set at 0, so we can copy the first one and paste it over here. So now we already have a little bit of shake, which is looking pretty cool. You could leave it at that. But what you could do to intensify it a little bit is head over to the comment section below and grab the expression I left for you. Then copy that expression and head over to our transform effect. So we are in the effect node in the properties of the layer. And we're gonna hold down Alt and click on the stopwatch. Over here in the expression window, we're gonna paste that expression, and I'm gonna click away. So now if you take a look at this, it's gonna be very intense. But you can actually notice that our motion tile effect is working, because before it would look like that. Alright, so this is extremely intense, so what we want to do with this is make sure to select all position keyframes and hit F9. So it's basically the same as going to keyframe assistant and clicking on easy ease over here. Then once you've done that, you can actually control how intense the shake is. So I'm gonna go to the graph editor, and I'm gonna fit the graph. So now if you select end keyframe and you drag the yellow handle to the left, you're gonna decrease the intensity of the shake. See? But if you went the other way, so let's say like that, you would intensify it. So we just want to have that peak over here more towards the left. It's probably too much, so we're gonna do it more like in the style of the mid graph. So now we could use a little bit of motion blur for this. So I'm gonna go over here to the transform settings, and I'm gonna uncheck use composition shutter, and I'm gonna change the shutter angle to 200. So that way we're gonna have a little bit of motion blur. You can notice it here. Let me just zoom in. So you're just gonna make it a little bit smoother. And then you can play around with that middle keyframe over here. Say you're gonna have it, I don't know, maybe go to the side. We're gonna achieve a different look. So again, depending on your footage, you need to adjust the settings. And like I told you before, you can always control the intensity with the threshold. Alright, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to check out the video on the screen, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.